For Coeus Collective and NYU Stern School of Business Berkeley Center for Entrepreneurship, I'm Leon Lee.
And I'm Antonio Di Meglio. This is Capital Calling, where founders step into the spotlight to face real investors, real feedback, and a real opportunity for investment.
Now, let's meet our founder. Joining the call today is Damiano Messineo of Lupini, who's proving that comfort food and clean eating can share the same plate. He's reinventing frozen pizza with Lupini beans, a protein-packed ingredient from his Italian roots, to make something familiar only better. Will he answer the call? We'll find out.
But first, let's meet the investors. Damiano, il capitale sta chiamando. Damiano, capital is calling. Do you have what it takes to reinvent comfort food?
I'm Damiano Messineo, founder of Lupini.
I'm Horace Madison, CEO of Haven Financial. We manage the finances for celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and we also oversee their venture capital into various businesses where they can leverage their celebrity status.
Amazing, nice to meet you.
I'm Johnny Yu, an investor at Listen. We're a consumer venture capital firm, and we've really built our thesis around backing consumer-obsessed founders who are building brands at the tipping point of behavior shifts.
Thank you, Johnny.
And I'm Christian McKinsey. I'm an investor at Lofty Ventures. We're a Chicago-based fund. We invest in pre-seed companies, the founders that we're super excited about.
Thank you, Christy. So I'm going to start with a question. Do you know what's the most consumed food in the world?
Rice.
Yes, correct. This is the first time that happened. Usually they say pizza. But what's the most loved food in the world? It's pizza. The problem is people avoid pizza, which is crazy. It's the most loved food in the world, but still packed with carbs, fat, and sodium. So we made our personal mission to change pizza and make it healthy so people can eat it every day and feel good about it. Thanks to our superfood, Lupini beans, we have the best macros in the market. And we were able to do so because we did it backwards. We first created a nutritional label, then we worked backwards to create the recipe. And Lupini beans are amazing, regenerative. They take nitrogen from the air and put it in the soil. So after you plant it, the soil is more fertile than before, which is opposite of what wheat does. Can even thrive in the desert. And customers love our product. They love the taste, but they love the macros. Because eating one pizza is the same as eating 5 cups of oats. And you got the same protein of not one, but 2 protein shakes. And you got the same amount of net carbs as just eating 2 bananas. And all of this nutrition for less calories than a sweet green salad, the Harvest Bowl. So we just launched in New York City this January, and we registered a crazy velocity. We're selling 3 times faster than any other frozen pizzas. And we're currently raising 1.2 million in order to finance our launch in Wegmans next month, All Foods, January 1st. And either we have offer from Target and Sprouts, but as per our strategy, we're going to pick one of the two. So we're planning to be in roughly 3,000 stores by January 2027. And it's all contracts that we receive an interest from, as I said, Target, Wegmans, and All Foods. During this year, we participate to 6 pitch competition. We win 5 of them. And so we receive a lot of attention from the buyers. We got top 10 trend-setting brand from Food Network 2025. We won the Shelfie Award as the best frozen food 2025. We won the Naturally Pitch competition in New York. We won the Audience Choice at the national event in Denver. We won the NYU Entrepreneur Challenge. We won the All Food Pitch competition and so on. You want to try some pizza?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to start with our classic margarita. So this is tomato sauce, which is sourced within 25 kilometers of our production facility, the same as the mozzarella cheese. The particularity about the tomatoes that comes from the San Marzano area, which is naturally low acidic because of the influence of the volcanic soil. In terms of the mozzarella cheese, which is also in the other side, within 25 kilometers of our production facility as well, it's the mozzarella comes from the Milky Mountains. And it's called Milky Mountains because the Romans start crafting an early version of the mozzarella cheese. So we are in the middle between the best tomato in the world and the best mozzarella in the world. Okay, now we're gonna go up with flavors. This is classic, it's mild. This is a bomb of flavor. It's a truffle pizza. So we put the truffle sauce at the bottom, and then it's pecorino and parmigiano and the mozzarella. Sorry. Yeah. So all the proteins mostly come from the crust. And we are the only one in the world that makes, as of now, and that I know, pizza with lupini beans.
It just feels like you're not sacrificing flavor to be healthy.
That's the whole
It's really
point.
nice.
Yes. So nowadays, if you walk out to the frozen pizza aisle on Whole Foods, for example, you're gonna see two main sections. You're gonna have the normal one, and there is another one that is the better for you. But all the better for you have one thing in common. Can you guess what that is?
No, I don't know.
Less taste.
Yes, but they're all gluten-free. That's because there is less taste. But it's just 20% of the market that is gluten-free. So if I'm a person that I eat gluten and I want a better for you pizza, you have to go right now with the gluten-free one. So you're sacrificing taste. So people are not satisfied, so they don't consume frozen pizza. This is why we did a survey within our customers, and 60% of them didn't consume frozen pizza before. This means we eat product market fit, and we're not only taking market share from our competitors, but we're growing the category because we're bringing more people into frozen pizza because they now have an option that satisfies them. Because we combine both restaurant quality and better for you pizza. Frozen pizza we divided in 4 waves. The first wave was when it was invented in the 50s. Then in the 90s, they improved taste, but they made it extremely unhealthy, like Red Baron and DiGiorno, for example. Then in the third wave, last decade, it kind of divided in 2. There was innovation in the restaurant quality, so more like this, more artisanal, like you have Genio, Roberta's, La Rossi, all of these kind of pizzas. And then you have the better for you, like Banza, Capello's, Ancient Grain. So Lupini is the natural evolution of the $8 billion category because we are the first to combine both. We are better for you and restaurant quality.
How did you get into this?
So, I'm passionate about food. I'm from Sicily, I'm Italian. So growing up, food, it's the center of our culture. That's what we're talking about every day. We stop eating at lunch and we start talking about what we're gonna eat at dinner. And I'm passionate about the unicity of the ingredients that you find in the world, especially in Italy, right? Because there is a certain wind that blows from the ocean that hit the mountains, creates some vortex, and so you have a microclimate that creates the best tomato in the world just in that very small region. So I was always passionate about it. And instead of, when I went to visit my family, because I was studying here in New York, I didn't bring clothes with me. I just brought cheese and vegetables and garlic, the best olive oil that I love to share with my friends. And so once I graduated, I did some entrepreneurship stuff before, but I wanted to do something in food. But I wanted to be scalable, obviously. And so I decided to go with pizza because it's my favorite food. And then doing research, I found that problem. And within 13 months of the idea, we created the product because it took a lot of iteration to find all the reverse engineering. So we basically created an Excel sheet and put it on one end, the nutritional label, and then I start plugging in tons of ingredients. I remember putting the okara flour, which is something that they use in Japan, bunch of flour, until I stumbled with the lupini beans. And it's perfect because we use them in southern Italy especially. And doing research, I was like, wow, it's full of protein, they have fiber, so nutrition, they have phyllosterols, which is something that lower your cholesterol. They're low glycemic index, making this pizza suitable for people with diabetes. I was like, it's perfect. How come don't we use it today? And I didn't find an explanation. But what I found was in the past, it was used by the Romans to feed the gladiators. And because it was, even for the army, it was easy to carry, it was cheaper, it was super nutritious. And then it was found in the pharaoh tombs. So it was something even worth for the Egyptian, for the pharaohs, to bring on the outer heaven. And the Mayans as well. It's called it chocho. So I developed my own theories that is why we're doing so bad as a civilization, because we don't consume Lupini beans anymore. And so that's why we're trying to bring it back with the pizza.
Can you walk us through the supply chain and whether or not it adds complexity for you to manufacture this product in Italy and shipping it over to the US?
Yes. So we have the production facility in Naples. The good thing, there is one bad things and one good things. The bad things is this pizza is super high in hydration, so it's very difficult to make. And there are no facility that can make this pizza in the US, so we need to make it in Italy. The good news is, if something want to knock us off, they need to build their own facility and spend a lot of money in order to do it. So this is a very good news because it will enable us to get enough time to establish ourselves as the regional brand and then invest our own money to bring production eventually in the US in a couple of years, maybe 1 year and a half, 2 years. But right now, the production is in Naples. We got the tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese within 25 kilometers of our production facility. Some other ingredients. So we have a vegan SKU. We got it from Parma. So it's all over Italy. And then we blast freeze and ship it with a ship container. They arrive at the port. It usually takes 20 days from Naples to New York. And then we have a warehouse in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is right outside the port. And then from there, we distribute to our distributors. We have one in the Midwest. It's called Carmela Foods. Then we have UNFI, which is one of the biggest one. And that's the whole supply chain. But it's not difficult for us. We manage how to do the supply chain in a smooth way.
So from the time you dry freeze it, was it dry freeze it?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not dry freeze. Blast freeze.
Blast freeze. From the time you blast freeze it until the time it is on the shelves, what's that time frame? 30 days?
Exactly.
Okay.
You made a comment about this being great for people with diabetes. I've had people in my family with diabetes. I've passed from diabetes. Is this something that you're leaning into from like a marketing perspective, or is that kind of like just a secondary benefit in your eyes?
Yes. So as of now, it's a secondary benefit.
Okay.
At the beginning, it was primary benefit because while I was doing tests, my sister, when she was 4, she was diagnosed with diabetes. So it was important for me to create a pizza that she could eat as well. And so we did tests on her, and it didn't spike her blood sugar. Even my neighbor here in New York, he has diabetes, and I give him pizza. I was like, oh wow, look at the graph. It doesn't spike my blood sugar because of all the fibers, because of the good fat. There is an equilibrium, and because of the Lupini beans.
Can you tell me about your traction to date?
Yes. So we launched in January. The first one was Pop-Up Grocer in the city in New York.
Like January this year?
January this year, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we've been number one selling at that shop with an average velocity of 35 units per week. Imagine that previous frozen pizza that launched at that shop and big frozen pizza like Cali Power, for example, they were selling 10 to 15 units per week. We're selling 35. And so from there, we expanded to roughly 100 stores. And then we got offered from distributors like Rainforest. But when you're small, they take a lot of advantage. So their contract is not that good. We tried to fight, but they didn't accept. And so we decided to hold on and do distribution ourselves. And so this slowed our growth, but it showed our passions because we wanted to wait to get better terms for the long terms. We care more about the long terms rather than the short term. So winning all this pitch competition, we were able to get Whole Foods, Wegmans, now Sprouts. So we gained leverage. And so we are now onboarding with UNFI and Rainforest at our own terms and conditions because we gain leverage.
Yeah.
So we are kind of stuck at 100 shop right now, even if we have the demand. But it was our strategy for the long term. But now, next month, we're going to launch in Wegmans, 114 stores. Then January 1st, we're going to launch in Whole Foods, which is Atlantic and Northeast region, roughly 80 stores, which, by the way, they wanted to have us national. And we told them, let's slow down. Let's do first the Northeast. So it's amazing for us to experience all of this and test our customer without paying $12,000 to run a 15% scan back. So this is our strategy then. And we are off cycle with Whole Foods. Usually Whole Foods change their pizza in August. They love us so much that we're going to do it before off cycle in January. And one of our brokers told us that in 6 years working in this job, it happened only once. So it's pretty unique. Target as well. They want to do national rollout, 1,600 doors in March. But all of our advisors are saying not to do that deal. So right now we told them to do 300 doors, but at the same time we got an offer from Sprouts to do national rollout in March 17. So we are thinking to put an hold on Target and go national rollout with Sprouts, then go national with All Foods in August, and then potentially go national with Target in January 2027. So that's our expansion strategy, and it's all black on paper, let's say, with Wegmans and All Foods, and we have the final meeting with Sprouts in 10 days.
So this is an incredible story. Like, what are you looking for in an investor? Because I'm sure people are fighting to be part of this deal.
Yes. So we're actually, as of now, we're structuring the raising. It's 1.2. We have roughly on the table already from 400 to 750,000 from our strategic advisor. When I say the range is because some of them say I can put 100,000 up to 250 if you need to close the round and so on. So that's the range. And we got amazing advisors. We got Andy, for example, is the CEO of Dr. Prager's. It's a frozen company that makes more than 100 million per year. We have Emio, which she works at Pepsi, and amazing advisors. We are in talk with Pete Maldonado, which is the CEO of Chomps. So we have all of these strategic advisors, and we're looking for a lead to inject between $500,000 to $600,000 to close and lead the round. But obviously, we're looking for someone that will help us to, for example, improve the packaging, improve the branding, have a clear marketing strategies, helping us with TPR, but especially marketing, connect us with more people. That's what we're looking for in our VC that will lead the round.
What is the price point for?
It's $14.99. So it will be $14.49 Wegmans because they have the policy of EDLP, everyday low price.
Okay.
It will be $14.99 at All Foods. It will be $14.49 Target. It will be $14.99 with everyday low price, $13.99 at Sprouts.
Okay. And what are you looking at for the revenue for this current fiscal year?
This current fiscal year?
Yeah.
Roughly 150,000.
Okay.
But next year, because we unlock all the doors, with average velocity for frozen pizza in those stores, we're looking at 2.8 million. And then 2027, when we are also national with Target, and we will be basically national with everyone for the whole year, we're looking about around 9.8.
Okay.
But as you scale into these doors, like who's helping you with that transition?
So that's why we need also the money, because we need to grow the team.
Okay.
We would love to have some marketing help, some VP of sales, but we want to keep the team small. I think nowadays with AI, I know in CPG is not that big, but we use it now like every day, and I think we can optimize a lot, and we can keep the team very small. So we don't want to waste at the beginning like $120,000 for a chief marketing officer. We prefer to outsource at the beginning. Yeah. Obviously, we'll see how it goes. If we are struggling because we need more help, we'll definitely hire more people. But at the beginning, we'll take it easy and try to outsource.
Let's talk about brand for a moment, because I think it's incredibly interesting to build a brand around an ingredient that's that feels very ownable. Like there's no brand around a Lupini bean today.
Yeah.
So what else can you make with it?
I mean, Lupini beans, they're already a brand. It's called Brahmi. They make pasta, but we are the only one that make pizza. So definitely there is a huge range of possibility. And we're also already working with something else that I don't want to disclose. I can disclose off cameras, but yes, we're already thinking about something else.
Sounds good. But it's versatile enough that you can go into multiple different food groups. And do you see yourself as a frozen pizza brand, or do you see yourself as kind of like a Lupini?
As of now, we're focusing on pizza, but definitely because of the name, because of the brand, because of the opportunity, of Lupini beans, and because of the health and wellness market that is booming and people want more healthy option, I think we can replicate this with more Italian staples foods and be the leader in the market.
And you said you had a co-founder. Can you tell us about that person's background?
Yes. So I'm more of the front face and salesperson. He's more of the back end, so more on the supply chain and logistics. He did amazing internships at facility in Italy, even in CPG. And so that was why I chose him, that I'm at a university, to be the guy to manage all the supply chain. So that's how we divide our tasks.
And are you guys previous founders? Because this kind of story feels like a serial founder story.
Yes. Okay. I had an event organization when I was 16. I was pretty good. We did more than 20 events with even more than 1,000 people each event, hiring DJ with cachet of more than $10,000. And then I moved to the US to study. I got a scholarship for soccer in Kansas. But I didn't like Kansas that much. So with my college roommate, we moved back to Italy, and I moved to Rome, where we wanted to import the American mentality with university and sports. So we say, okay, let's do our own university. But it's okay, let's start from the sport. And so we created a soccer team. But then we realized that at 19 years old, it was tough to create a university. So the team is still going on.
Yeah.
But I moved back to New York to study. While I was studying, COVID happened. So I went back, and with another friend, he was the asset manager for a construction company. And so he had a good project in Nepal about an hydropower project. And so I moved to Nepal. I took a leave of absence from NYU. I went to Nepal. So we acquired this hydropower project. It was a 30 megawatt hydropower project. So we managed to get the PPA, which is the power purchase agreement from the Nepali government. And then we managed to get 70% financing project from a consortium of 4 Nepalese banks. And we started doing the work for the access road and stuff. But then the bank was like, you need to inject the 30% of equity. And the problem, it was $12 million, the 12%. And so we raised 4.2, not enough. So we were missing almost $8 million. And so the government was like, if you don't start working on the project within 3 months, we will cancel the PPA. So we were forced to sell the project to an Indian family. But we made some money, and I came back to the US, finished my study, and then started Lupini. Okay. That's my story.
Thanks for your time. This was really good.
Thank you so much. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. I had so much fun. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, judges, time for the judges debrief portion of the show. But first, let's have some more pizza. Which one do you guys want? Truffle or margarita?
Oh my gosh, they were both so good. Truffle.
Truffle. Okay. Why did you choose truffle?
I'm a truffle person. So I think maybe I was partial. But honestly, I think it just felt light. Like I've never had a slice of pizza that was light but flavorful. I didn't feel heavy. Like, you know what I mean? People can say something's healthy, but you kind of feel it if thank you. If it's not. And it just actually felt tasty. It actually felt healthy. It actually felt like I could eat this like guilt-free. So I don't know. It's just.
When you say that something tastes healthy,
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Because obviously there's different types of health, right? I think if something has a lot of artificial flavoring, there's that aftertaste. So you already know like it's, a cheaper filler. Sometimes you might get like sleepy if it's like Thanksgiving food. So it just kind of felt like I could like take a jog after I ate this, and I don't feel like that when I normally have pizza. So it was kind of all of those things. I felt like healthy across the board.
Amazing. And so, Horace, you have been able to work with some of the world's top athletes. Would you have ever expected to encounter a product that could be a pizza that an athlete could promote?
No. No way. Like, when he said they started and did it in reverse, that was really interesting. And I bet you a lot of people have thought about it, but he's not only thought about it, he's apparently executed it because this tastes phenomenal and it's really good for you.
And Johnny, so you see a ton of consumer products in your work at Listen. To what extent have you seen a frozen product that packs just as much nutrients and as much flavor as this one?
I think from our perspective, frozen is such an interesting category because for the longest time, it was logistically challenging and it was a hassle to ship frozen goods around the country, especially with the country being so large. I think that's changed pretty significantly in recent years. And we're starting to see a lot more kind of protein-packed frozen food, just not to kind of this extent of protein. But, very interesting to see like Uncrustables and kind of a lot of your kind of easy to make, easy to prepare meals going for that protein label for customer acquisition.
And so, Johnny, when a company seeks to raise their first funding round, like Lupini is seeking to do right now, are they typically at this stage in terms of the amount of SKUs that they have and the amount of distribution that they have, or are they typically earlier?
I would say it's a pretty good time to be raising a kind of 7-figure round. And I say that because usually that's when you start to run into inventory working capital issues, where it's kind of like, do I really want to be financing, I don't know, they're doing $2.8 million of revenue next year or projecting that. They're buying $1.5 million of inventory, presumably. So I think that feels like the right time to be thinking about, can we go out to raise a round so that we can cover some of those inventory costs and also put some money behind the gas pedal for marketing?
Could there be other alternative forms of financing that Damiano could look for this type of business if it is for inventory that's not venture capital?
I would say it's a little bit difficult at the smaller scale, but they should definitely explore all options. I think part of our biggest beliefs about this category is we need to find the right capital stack for the companies that we're working with, because it's not just about equity. It's probably going to be equity with a combination of something else to different proportions at different stages of the business's growth.
I'll just add to that I was definitely thinking about when he gave the projections, I was like, okay, there's debt financing potential within this company.
Factoring.
Factoring, especially in the context of there being large firms placing these orders,
Yeah.
right? Like we're talking Whole Foods, Target, right? These are not your local shop,
Right.
Yep.
Massive organizations behind them.
Yeah. So there's definitely the opportunity above and beyond just equity capital.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I know that you look for a story in the founders that you invest in.
Yeah.
Damiano's story was fascinating. I think I had thought that it was only from Sicily to New York City. Instead, there are stops in Kansas and even Nepal.
Yeah.
What did it mean for you to hear his story?
Oh my, I'm like gonna call my boss this afternoon. So, I mean, like, one, I related to the story about his sister having diabetes. My partner has diabetes. And so finding food that he can eat is really important to our household. But also just like, he seemed too good at this to not be a serial founder. So when I heard about all of the companies he'd launched and his approach to it and fine-tuning it over time, which we see with serial founders doing, like, it was like kind of a slam dunk for me.
Horace, so given the amazing athletes that you work with, is there one specifically that you could see promoting this product? Even if you don't work with them, just one athlete.
Well, I believe that there is probably an athlete that would match up with this, and I would imagine it would have to be a football player, right?
American football.
Yes.
Even though he's a soccer guy and Italian and everything. Okay.
I mean,
Now that you mention
soccer
it, yeah,
too, yeah.
I mean, a soccer player. I was thinking
Get
just from a
Messi in
domestic
there.
standpoint, but yeah, now that you speak about it, yeah, absolutely, a global football player or soccer player would be the ideal match. But from a domestic standpoint, I think a football player, and if you really want to push the health aspect of it, a basketball player.
Well, back to the global soccer component, with the World Cup coming up, that could be a big opportunity for him to
Yeah.
do activations around that, especially if he is going to be in 1,600 SKUs in Target, like
Absolutely.
potentially is going to be. Johnny, a question for you. So in the context of working with founders at the early stage of their consumer product goods, to what extent have you seen founders be able to put on a pitch like Damiano did? And I guess I can pose a larger question to you all too. Did the props help? I'm just very curious. Was that something that you thought was intelligent or fun, or do you think it took the focus away?
I thought it was smart. I think in most sales books, they tell you like you have to give a visual about how much you are describing, right? Like if you just tell people a metric and they can't see it, it's very hard for them to process it in a short period of time. So I thought it was great.
I liked it, but then when I saw in Chris's reaction, then I loved it. I mean, that's what you want, and it added to it. Definitely did not detract from it at all.
Yeah, and if you're going to have theatrics like that, right, you need to be able to back it up, right? And it seems like he might have been able to do that. Johnny, any final words for Damiano?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that we don't talk about enough in the industry is how important it is for a good fundraiser to be running a business, because ultimately it is a $1.2 million round today. Could be a 10 million round in the future. Yeah. And that person has to be capable of raising that round. So it's not just enough for you to go build a great product. You have to be a great founder, and part of that is fundraising. A large part of that is fundraising. So it's cool to see kind of something that's on brand for him as well as kind of like a funny, witty guy who comes in here with this energy, kind of pulling out, protein shake bottles and bananas. I thought that was great theatrics on his part.
All right, judges. Well, thank you so much for your feedback on Damiano and Lupini. Now sending it to Leon, who is currently on hold with Damiano.
Welcome to the On-Call Room. My name is Leon. I'm here with Damiano from Lupini.
Hi, Leon. It was a pleasure to be there in the other room, and even more to be in this room with you.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Would love to learn how you thought you did on the pitch.
Yeah, I think it was great. Great energy. Love the judges. Had fun.
That's great to hear, and love your showmanship with the bananas and oats power drinks. In terms of your company, Lupini, you guys have such a big interest from the public, from investors. We're curious, how did you know it was the right time for you guys to start fundraising?
Well, because after Newtopia, which is a trade show, we got a lot of interest from many investors. And so it was the way around. Like they thought that we were ready to get their money. And so we were like, okay, we'll take it. And also at the same time, we got the deals with Wegmans and All Foods. So we needed the money to grow the team and make inventory. So it was a perfect timing. And now we are in the middle of the fundraising, and we're planning to close it very soon.
Damiano, if you could give us more insight on the R&D process. You guys launched in January 2025. If you could go more detail into how long that took to create this brand of Lupini.
Yes. So the idea then started in October 2023. And so after that, we started doing market research, not even R&D. And then we started doing R&D in January, February 2024. Yeah. And yeah, it was a crazy process because first we create the nutritional labels with the help of nutritionists. Right. And then we start plugging, we had an Excel sheet, and we start plugging ingredients until it makes sense on the nutritional label. And then from there, I moved to the kitchen. But most of the time, the product was not good. Yeah. And so it took, I would say, more than 200 iterations. And then we got into the Lupini beans, and then even more iterations. And then once we nailed the recipe at home and we found the co-packer in Italy, we needed to adjust the recipe for the machines. And so even more iterations. And so it's a never-ending iterations. It's basically, it took a year of R&D to be able to be in the market in January 2025.
That's amazing. I mean, one of the judges, Horace, works closely with athletes, celebrities. In terms of where you see this brand going, do you see in terms of marketing that is an avenue for Lupini to go towards?
Definitely. Definitely it's something that I'm personally started training for the Ironman, the triathlon. Wow. And I eat my pizza every day because I get my protein, I get my fiber. I need more calories in my because I burn a lot of calories. But if people that are conscious about calories, that is perfect. But it's great pizza to do sport, and so I definitely see a path for marketing where we have collaboration with celebrities and athletes.
I feel like the more I talk to you, the more it unravels. I just learned that you're going to be doing an Ironman. That's amazing. If we go back to the more supply chain side of Lupini, you guys are sourcing straight from Italy, from the core, from the motherland, as you would say. I'm curious in terms of the geopolitics at the moment. How does the tariffs right now that have recently been implemented affect what you guys are doing?
Definitely, the margins suffer a little bit, but we're lucky enough that we can afford that. So, I mean, the way I look at it, it can only get better, because it's not only the tariffs that is 15%, but also the US dollar to euro exchange, where we lose another 17%, which is the worst since the 2008 crisis. So I tell to my team, it's like, can get worse than that, hopefully. So
knock on wood.
Yeah, right. So right now we can afford it. We have a path to get to a very good margin expected by investors and the average of the CPG industries. So right now it's not a problem. Hopefully it's not gonna wake up tomorrow with 100% tariffs. That would be a problem, but right now it's manageable.
Yeah. Well, another question I have is, being someone that has worked in the food and beverage space, I used to be a 2-Michelin chef. In terms of the tradition of pizza, and I know Italians and my family also are very particular in keeping traditions of creating margherita pizza needs to be made a certain way. Do you think it's kind of sacrilegious to add something new that's not traditional? What are your thoughts about that, especially for Italian?
Yes, definitely. In Italy, some people can be judgmental about it, but I truly believe the idea, the two pillars behind building Lupini, it was combining tradition, respect tradition, but leaning toward innovation. Right. And so we believe that with this innovation that we're bringing, the Lupini being crossed, we can change the idea of pizza as something that you eat once in a while, and something that you can eat every day and feel good about, like you're eating a salad. Right. So I think we're bringing more to the Italian cuisine than we're taking.
Damiano, you are keeping the ingredients natural, straight from Italy. So there, I don't see any problem in that sense. And final question about the investor side. You guys have so much more interest than an average seed company. How do you decipher who to take money from? Who is helping you develop the strategics? Can you give us more insight in deciphering which investors you guys are letting on your cap sheet?
Yes. So I based the decision on bringing people into our corner in two ways. First of all, equally important. The one is they have to be expert in the industry, the CPG industry, not even in the CPG, but if you're looking for marketing, they have to be expert in marketing or in supply chain, most if they're in CPG. Second one is the people. Like, I want to have people that I like, that I enjoy spending time with, that I have a lot of, that I esteem for them. So those are the two main drive for me to decide who to take money from.
Well, thank you so much, Damiano. Before we end and head back to the studio, is there anyone you would like to shout out or would like to reference on this show? Yes,
definitely my co-founder Alessandro. We're working hard every day, and my family to support me in the process. And it's an hard job. And also I would like to thank all the CPG community, because it's amazing what we're building in New York, where we got support from other founders. I got people like Jack and Jacob, my friends from Biden Brownies. I called them one day. I was like, my girlfriend can't come to Denver for a trade show because she got a last minute job. Can you come and help me? The plane is tomorrow, and they show up and they help me, and there are two other founders with other companies, and I know other 5 or 6 people that would do the same, and they're as well founders. So we are creating this amazing ecosystem where we support each other. It's a super healthy environment. So I would love to thank all the community in the CPG industry, all the advisors, and my family, as I said, and my co-founder.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damiano. This has been the On-Call Room. My name is Leon. Back to the studio.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
So I can go first.
Sure.
I thought it was excellent, to be honest. Like your pitch, just like your experience, the story, like I really felt that. So, I mean, I would love to have a conversation about your fundraise and see how we can get involved or support.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the products. I love the story. I appreciated your delivery of it because nothing felt like it was created. It all felt like you were just telling us what has actually really happened. And it was so believable. And the facts that you've given about this product and the process, and then the revenue projections make this an absolute conversation that we should continue afterwards.
Amazing. Amazing.
I mean, usually we don't love single product CPG, but I feel like Lupini absolutely has the potential to be a much larger platform. So it would be good to continue that conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and that's what we're looking for, right? For VC like you, for example, that you have a vision and you want to consult with us and maybe implement it. And so we look for obviously guidance. It's my first venture. It's our first venture in the CPG. So we which sometimes I say it's a strength and not, in the sense that you guys are experienced and we want our guidance, but we've never done this before. The good thing is that we think outside the box because we don't know the rules or we don't follow the rules.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And we'll have some pizza shipped to you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you.
That's it from the studio, but don't hang up just yet.
We'll be calling Damiano back in just a few weeks. A presto.
A special thanks to the New York University Stern School of Business's Berkeley Center for Entrepreneurship team for making this production possible. Be sure to follow and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of Capital Calling. Disclaimer, the Capital Calling podcast and any related media properties produced by Coeus Collective are provided solely for informational and educational purposes. Nothing presented in this episode should be construed as an offer to sell or a solicitation of an offer to buy any securities, investments, or financial products. Coeus Collective does not provide investment advice, and all opinions expressed are those of the host or guests at the time of recording.